Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 of this Twinmotion tutorial series. In this part, we will be talking about how you are going to set up your views, what are the rendering settings, the optimal rendering settings that I use, how we can make our models or our renders look more realistic, what are the elements, what are the tuning factors that you should take into consideration. Probably you will be rendering better than me, but these are the settings that I use. These are the things that I have learned from my gurus as well. So try watching this video till the end, and without any delays, let's get started with the video, guys. So guys, here you can see that I have already imported a model over here. This is just a basic SketchUp model that I got from SketchUp warehouse. I haven't made this, so that's just a disclaimer. But overview of this model is it's basically a very basic, very simple model, and it has all the SketchUp materials. And now I will show you how to start changing material and how to set up a view for a good rendering that makes your entire space looks very realistic. So first of all, you can see that okay, it's just a plain ground. What I will do with this ground? So I will go here in landscape and change the terrain first of all. So I have explained you this how you can do this. So I'm going to change this. Okay, and now I will click on populate over here at the bottom and select the trees. So first what I want to do is foliage, and I will paint. So I will take some of the trees that I find in that locality, or some trees that are like kind of near to how this locality would look like, and I will increase the diameter. It doesn't have the quantity, how much quantity it will put, but this is basically creating a buffer, because whenever you leave an empty space while creating a render, it starts looking like, you know, it's fake. So you have to create something which will generate interest, even knowingly or unknowingly. You should do that. And if you want to erase, for example, like this small tree you want to erase, you can do that. And this will be our eye level, and this is the view that I've previously set up, but I would change it. So I have already told you how you can create a view. You have to go here in the media and then click on add image. So I just added image, and this is my view now. So for example, I have to change this view, but I don't want to create another view. I just have to I want to use this view itself. So here you can see a refresh button. Just click on that and your view will be refreshed according to your new location. I will do that again just to show you. So like this. And now all the materials. So let's start changing the materials on the house itself. So here I will go and select ground. Again, I am showing you ground, man-made and nature. So first I will go in nature because I want to change the ground inside the house so that it looks more natural. And in ground I will go again and select man-made. So in man-made I have asphalt. I will change the asphalt as well, probably a bit darker. Okay, and then sidewalk to concrete. And now you can see over here that the sidewalk, the paver blocks, basically the concrete blocks, are very small. So for that, what you will do, you will go on the side. For example, I am selecting right now asphalt, so I don't want to edit asphalt. Just go take the picker over here, material picker, as you can see, and click on this. Now you have selected this material. You just have to go here and increase the size based on what you think would be the right size for you. And asphalt, I want the asphalt to look a bit rough, right? Like it's not always this finished everywhere. So here I am, and as you can see here, I have mistakenly changed this material also. But now, as if these two things are made as a single element, I don't have an option to change this. So what I do in these kind of scenario is just create this portion so that I can do something on it. So first I will go here and try just to apply a material on this specific object, but it's not working. So I will go here in library, select this, go into primitives, and after going into primitives, I will select this plane. So once I select this plane, I'll place it here, select it, go to scale, scale this, and increase the size towards this portion, select it and place it here. Then just I have to adjust it a little bit like this, and I know you might be thinking that this process is a bit tedious. Well guys, rendering itself is very tedious. People don't understand how much efforts it usually takes to render a simple basic model. But here you can see, like, small errors from architects or from interior designers can create such big issues for us. See, like, I'm just trying to hide their mistake right now. If an architect was making this and if he asks you like to make a render very quickly, you won't be able to do it because it takes time, right? I wouldn't do this. I will select the material picker, select the asphalt again and drop the asphalt here. So basically I'm trying to hide that so that it looks more natural. But still, these kind of errors are very hard to fix. But this is how you can do that. I will go ahead, select plaster material. So you will go on wall coverings and you will see plaster coat, different kinds of textures. So try giving every material and everything a material of Twinmotion. When you give everything the material that is related to Twinmotion, Twinmotion renders come out really good. So keep this in mind. And for example, I will change the material of this grill and this house, this material. Everyone working in SketchUp is familiar with this material. So I'll go in the material panel and select stone. So this kind of stone I have over here. For example, I can do something like this and increase the size of it, but I don't like this material on this wall. I can do something like this, or a stone material, and increase the scale for the same and do the same over here. But here you can see now the material has come into a different position. So in this kind of scenario, what you can do is rotate the material. You can see in the UV I went and now I am rotating the material. So see, it's not exactly 90. You can go here, add the number 90. So it will exactly take the shape as you want. And in after UV you have the roughness. You can increase the roughness of the material to make it look more realistic for you. So this is how you change the materials. And for this side I will change it into something like a wood paneling. So where is wood? Here is the wood. Stone and wood, the combination usually never goes wrong. So that's why I chose that specific wooden material over there to make it look better. And on the top also we can either do siding or we can continue with this. Well, it looks overall really good. And for the columns as well, I'm thinking of making it wood. But here you can see everything is one material, so it's not taking my instruction to have this. So as you can see, like this is one singular object. So this is something that you have to highlight, or you have to take care before adding the model, that you add material to each and every object that will be different, that will have a different material. For example, like if I have two objects over here and they both had different material, that's why I was able to change them, and this as well. But for example, this entire portion doesn't have a singular material, which is causing a big issue for me now. So these kind of things are there that you have to take care, and if you don't, it will be like this and you will have to suffer. So anytime if you are getting a file or if you are making a file, always take this thing into consideration, that you might be missing out some materials. So this part is done. I will try to just focus on what is there in my view. So for example, if I go here, now this portion is looking very blank and this is looking very, very white. So what I will do is I will make it bare concrete just to make it a bit subtle, or like this, so that it's a bit subtle and like it's not bothering. And always try to focus in such a way that you don't show a lot after your property. So if in these kind of scenario, what you can do is go into library, select vegetation, grass and flowers, not grass and flowers actually, vegetation, bushes, and create these kind of bushes so that it looks full, it doesn't look empty. And if you go here, have a look, now it's looking at least a little full over here. But again, I have to make a bit of dense vegetation behind so that we don't see anything from here. Like this. So this is our view. So this is the overview that I have set over here. Now let's put some people, characters. So we have some animated humans, which one I will put over here. Try to change the color. Over here in animated human, you can change the color, cloth color options are there. So always try to have more subtle colors. Try to place humans that are not very much visible in your view. It should feel like, yeah, like they are naturally present over there. And to make things more real, what you can do is you can go in, where is the decal, objects, decals. So for example, these kind of things, these are very small things that you might not notice, but these things actually make a big difference when you are rendering. So for example, right now, okay, you might think like, oh, he's just overdoing it, but wait for it. I'll just show you. So for example, this is also one of the thing. If you copy anything as an instance, anything. It can be a human, it can be a material, it can be an object that you have placed through Twinmotion. If it's an instance, any changes that you make to any other object from which you have copied it, it will make those changes in this object as well. I'll show you how. So this is instance. I just clicked here, click. Okay, I can't scale it, but if I change the opacity, you can see all the objects that's the main object are changing. So this is something which is very useful, but it can be very troubling if you don't know how to utilize that thing. And basic objects like, actually not this, city. If you go here, sign, put some street lights. Street lights are also a good way of making a place or I will move Amir a little bit. You can adjust things or street lights based on your preference. It's not necessary that you have to show it. I'm just showing it so that you understand how to set up a view basically. And of course you might be better in setting up views than me. I'm just, and okay, of course, when you select the car, you will have an option of colors as well. So go here, change the color. I always keep it very subtle so that, it doesn't bother anyone that much. So we have set up the view. View is set. What is next? Next is basically we are going to set up the atmosphere around us so that this entire view looks more real and more natural. I will go into library, HDRI skies, and you can see once you go into media, select the view, you can scroll down. You can actually adjust the time and day from here, but I am not going to do that. You can even select the location. So for example, it will bring up block models of that site which you are locating, which I will probably share it in next video, but I don't want to make this video very long. It's already, I think so, 15 minutes video. So HDRI skies, I will enable HDRI sky and you can see instantly the sky changed. So HDRI environment, I'll go into skies, select low sun, morning, afternoon, noon. So I usually select mornings and afternoons. So you can go into cloudy, overcast. I will go into cloudy. Cloudy because the clouds make the sky more realistic and I like that. So I want more of blue sky and probably a little bit of sun as well. So here you can download it. You just have to put click and drag it to this, and then it will create the sky for you. Now just go ahead and select the rotation. Which side you think is the best and the more scenic way. So I think this is good. Intensity, let's lower the intensity a little bit. I try to put lesser shadow on the building or the objects that I have always. And now if you want to check it, just click on R, it will show you the path tracer. Here you can increase the intensity, so you will see what it is showing you right now. And now you can see the global lighting, it's off. Here you can increase the sun intensity in details. If you go, increase the sun intensity based on what you feel. I increase the sun size. So when you increase the sun size, the shadows become less crisp, and I like that. So we are almost there. Now, next setting was, I wanted to show you something. Okay, here you can change your weather as well if you want. Look. So if your client doesn't mind, you can put a little bit of rain, because the street, when it's wet, it produces reflection, and Twinmotion does really good job in reflection. So put some reflection or water on the ground, it will increase the what do you call it, it will increase the potential of your render. So this is one thing. I showed you HDRI sky, everything I have shown you. Now let's go to camera. So from camera you can increase or decrease your focal length based on what you want. I keep it at 18 mm, which is pretty good, and most of the photographer use 18 mm for their photography. So here you can go to camera effects. If you want, you can create this kind of effects, which I don't like to do anything over here. Now render. So when you click here, so basically there are two options given to you. If you do real time, it will just produce a very basic render for you. But path tracing is actually ray tracing, and in quality you can select high, then go to sample per pixels and all of these things. I don't change anything most of the time. It's all good. So I'm just gonna do high. And here you can increase the contrast and saturation of the materials. I don't increase saturations over 50% because it will start looking very fake. Contrast, if you want to increase, you can, but I always keep it below 50 only, because contrast also, I feel, increases the likelihood of, like, making your render fake. So I'm not doing that as well. Now going to the image. So here you have the output size. Right now, like in camera rendering and all of these things, you had the option what kind of render you will have. Here is the output size. You can go up to 8K, and if your system is really good, 16K option will be also available. So 2K is more than enough, but let's go for 4K. Why not? If my system allows it, we will do 4K. So this is all set, everything is done. Now I will click on export. So once I click on export, I will go on image, click here, select the image, and that's it. So that's one of the annoying part. Here you don't have any cancel or done button. You just have to move out of this window and it will disappear. Now details, what kind of refinement you want. I always keep it medium or high. Here I will do high. Max lighting is basically, it will calculate all the reflected light from everywhere, which is pretty good, but I don't feel like it has a very huge benefit or a difference. 3D mode, I haven't tried it, frankly speaking, so I won't share anything about it. And then just click export, and it will ask you where you want to do this or save this. Select this folder and it will start exporting. And here we have our image too, and this is the final result. You can see we have Amir's reflection over here. If I put some trees or plants in front of us, it will be reflecting here on the windows as well. So this is the overview of the rendering, and similarly, if you want to create panoramic renders and stuff like that, you can go ahead and do that. This is for video. And if you want to create a video, basically it's very simple, just like Lumion. And if you haven't used Lumion, then I will just show you how your video will look like. Creating a video is one of the most simplest tasks here. And done. You can just play this. And if you want to increase the time, you can do 20 and it will become slower for you. So this is how you create a video. I am not going to render the video because it will take a lot of time. Panoramas are similar view. So if I go here and click this entire view will be a panoramic view. So this is how do the panorama. And panorama set is basically you can put a ton of panoramas over here and render them all together. So guys, this was it for today's video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned how to render, what are the key factors while you render in Twinmotion. If you have any kinds of doubts or queries, please go ahead, mention it in the comment section. And guys, please support the channel. I need your help. I need your support to keep doing this. I am doing my full-time job, but I still want you guys to grow and all the subscribers of this channel to grow along with me and to learn along with me. So go ahead, support the channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.